What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm here to tell y'all, Lil Charlie Moore is that deal. Like, he is the truth, and there's no denying it. He is everything that this DePaul men's basketball team has needed for years. Seriously, they needed somebody that could close the show, so a player that had confidence, a player that had that moxie, a player that just had that it factor about him that helped them get them over the top and get them out of close games. Lil Charlie Moore did that. I didn't even watch the game today, but I was keeping up with Lil Charlie's stats because Charlie went to my high school, Morgan Park High School. From what I heard, Charlie scored about 8 points in like a minute span. Hit some deep clutch threes to get them out of there, and DePaul is now sitting at 6-0 with their record, and they're sitting at the top, number one in the Big East. They just beat Boston College. And they playing some pretty damn good basketball, man. Charlie had 24 points and 8 assists with 4 rebounds and 39 minutes. On the season, Charlie is averaging 14.8 points per game and 4 assists a game. These last couple of games, his stats have been down. I know in that Iowa game, he got into some foul trouble, so he had to sit early. But nonetheless, DePaul breezed through easily with that win. And I'm just saying, man, I told people before the season started how good Charlie was. When he was at Cal in California, he had the reins as a true freshman, and you saw what he could do when a coach unleashes him and lets him go and lets him play his natural game. In Kansas, I think it wasn't a great fit in Kansas. Bill Self is a great recruiter, and because he's such a great recruiter, he had players from all these different McDonald's All-American players and all of this that Charlie really couldn't. He didn't get a lot of minutes. And he couldn't get into a rhythm because they had so many different players. He couldn't get into a rhythm to find his game and play through things. So he didn't play well there at Kansas. This fit at DePaul is perfect, man. And they giving him the reins as I think they should. But I'm not and Lil Charlie is great. But this team is put together very well, man. I gotta salute DePaul, man. After struggling for so many years, and I was watching DePaul when a kid by the name of Billy Garrett Jr. Bill went to Morgan Park too, the same school Lil Charlie went to. I went to Morgan Park. I'm like 3 years older than Billy though. But I remember watching Bill then, and I would keep up with DePaul. Of course, they're a Chicago team. I'm in the Chi. But I would keep up with DePaul because Billy was there. And they would struggle a lot. Now, this team has recruited the right guys to help everything go along. I like Devin Gage, Marquise Jacobs. Who else they got on this? They got a lot of guys on this team. I looked up, what's the other guy name, man? What is his name? I'm looking at the roster now, man. But they got a great roster. I'm waiting for it to pull up. Paul Reed is in a 6'9" from Orlando, Florida. What's the other kid's name from Detroit? Romeo Weems. This team is put together very well, man. And I'm calling it right now. DePaul is going to the NCAA tournament. They're going to surprise a lot of people, and they're going to do very, very well, man. But I think that Lil Charlie was that was the key ingredient, man. He's a Chicago guard, played in the Red South, a rough and rugged, tough conference, and he's a guy that's been in big games before. You need a player who has experience playing in big games and being on big stages to where they don't seem nervous or overzealous in the moment. They play within their game, but they're not afraid of the moment, and they take the big shots that the team needs to get them out of there. And that is what Lil Charlie is doing for DePaul, man. I'm so happy for DePaul men's basketball program. They needed this because at one point DePaul was a basketball powerhouse. And this when I was a kid and I was a little boy, and before I was born, from Mark Aguirre to Quentin Richardson and Stephen Hunter and those teams, and also to Rod Strickland. So DePaul they used to have the juice in the city. DePaul used to have the juice in the city, and they used to be able to recruit the city kids. Somewhere along the lines, they lost the ability to recruit the city of Chicago, and the program went down after that. The last team I remember really being relevant was when Sammy Mejia and them was on the team. Wilson Chandler he could hoop, he could ball. But those teams, I don't remember those teams really, really being that good. But I know when Sammy Mejia was there, when Jerry Wainwright was there with Sammy Mejia, they was pretty straight. They was all right. I think they went to NIT one year, but I think one year couple of years they was pretty straight though. But I'm happy to see DePaul thriving at this moment, man. They deserve it, and I'm looking forward to what else they can bring to the table, man. Like I said, they put together a great nucleus of guys who can get the job done. But I'm here to tell you, I know what Lil Charlie is made of. I saw him playing games against Simeon, big stage games against Simeon, even at Cal. His first game, he had 39 points. That's not a fluke, ladies and gentlemen. The young man is really, really like that, and he's tough as nails. And at any point, like I remember my homie Kiefer Sykes telling me when Lil Charlie was little, his father was bringing him to the gym, and Lil Charlie was dogging out older guys in the gym, older kids in the gym. Charlie was dogging them out because he was just that lethal, man. Charlie got a great handle on the ball. He can shoot, got a great shooter's touch, and he got ice in his veins. He can hit the clutch free throws that a team needs to seal the deal. He can hit the clutch jump shot or the clutch three that the team needs to get them out of there, and that is what matters. You need a guy that's composed in those big moments and not afraid. And hey, man, shoot, I'm rooting for DePaul, man. I'm rooting for him. It's early. I know in the non-conference schedule, you ain't playing a whole lot of big programs like that. But shoot, who they beat? Boston College? Beat Iowa? Who else they didn't beat? They just had a game against, not Alcorn. I'm trying to look. I'm looking at their roster, recent games now. Who have they just beaten? Goodness gracious. Hold on. I'm trying to look for their recent schedule. But I know that they play Iowa and they play Boston College just today. I'm trying to see who's coming up next because I really want to be interested. I'm really interested to see how the team will play in those upcoming games, man. But I am impressed with DePaul's basketball program so far, man. I'm really happy for them. Hold on. Oh, they played Cornell, Iowa. Okay, got you. So Iowa and Boston College were the big teams that they've beaten so far. Next game is against Central Michigan. After that is against Minnesota. Now that's going to be, I want to see what's going to go down against Minnesota. And then who? Texas Tech? I'm telling y'all right now, for all the Kansas fans who doubted Lil Charlie, who thought Charlie wasn't nice, who thought because it didn't work out at DePaul that he just was overrated and it's easy playing like that at Cal when you on a big stage. Nah, he didn't get enough time to get into the flow of the game. He didn't. It was so many different talented guys on that roster. He really couldn't find his niche and really couldn't get a feel for the game. Now, he's going to be able to do that. And I think when he plays these games against Minnesota, Texas Tech, when he plays these big games, you're going to see what that young man is made of. He plays Seton Hall on Villanova and these teams. You're going to see just what you're working with Lil Charlie. And DePaul fans, I'm happy for you all, but just know you have a gem in Charlie Moore. You got a gem in Paul Reed. You got a gem in Marquise Jacobs and Romeo Weems. All these different guys on this roster. This is a great, exciting team to watch. And if you love college basketball, tune into DePaul. But I know, I got the DePaul hoodie. I'm going to mess around and get the joint with the little Blue Demon joint. I'm going to be DePaul'd out in a minute because I'm a fan of Lil Charlie's game because he just is that tough to me. I know talent when I see it, and I know a tough Chicago guard when I see it, and he embodies all of those things, y'all. Machiavelli Mills TV, DePaul going to the tournament this year. Peace.